Hi, my name is Mark. So I recorded the unboxing video of that guitar, and even though I still have the video, the audio got really crappy. It's a weird bug I've been having with the Shure MV88 iPhone microphone thingy, which sucks to be honest, so you'll get to see the unboxing. But all of the other things I said during that video, I have to kind of rephrase them again. But I can tell you, you won't really miss much. Some of you guys that follow my content will probably know that I mostly use my Tele. It really is my main guitar and it's an amazing guitar. I wouldn't trade it for any other Telecaster, but it has a very particular sound. A very awesome sound, mind you, but a very particular sound. And I was looking for something with humbuckers that had a more vintage-ish sound. Some of you guys might know that I have a Jackson Kelly, which has some EMGs, you know, high output pickups. Even though it's not really working right now, I have to fix it up. And I sort of have that guitar, it's not really mine. It's an Ibanez AG75, it's my brother's guitar, which does have some kind of sort of vintage-ish tones, but since it's a fully hollow guitar, it really doesn't work well with gain. It's good for the jazzy stuff. I think I filmed a couple of videos with that guitar, but when it comes for the gainier stuff, it's not really the best guitar for the job. So what is the guitar I unboxed? It's a 2009 Les Paul Standard. It's some sort of an iced tea burst guitar, which is a color I really like, and it's usually only available in kind of custom shop R9s and R8s, so that's really cool. And even though I'm not really a big Les Paul guy, I was originally looking for an SG, and I haven't been able to find the one I want for like, I don't know, probably 6 months already. And if you think about it, an SG is just a big sounding Telecaster, and in a way so is the Les Paul. I mean, if you talk to guys like Joe Bonamassa or Greg Koch, which have tried some of those more 59 Les Pauls, the real vintage ones, they'll say, oh yeah, it's just a big Telecaster really, which I can agree on. But yeah, I wasn't really thinking of buying a Les Paul. A Les Paul is not really my style of guitar, and it's not because I don't really like the tone of Les Pauls. I really love Joe Bonamassa's tone, and I really love Gary Moore, that kind of raw, vintagey humbucker tone. If I could choose any guitar for free, I would probably choose Gary Moore's, Peter Green's Les Paul that Kirk Hammett has right now. I know that's not going to happen, but hey, it's a dream, right? And I also really like the look of those guitars. Nowadays, people want those AAA, quadruple A, crazy flame tops, those PRS-ish tops, and don't get me wrong, I really like PRSs. I would have bought one already if it wasn't a little bit out of my price range. And even though Gibson do those traditional Les Pauls, and I don't really think those traditional Les Pauls get the vibe. I saw this one on Reverb from a very nice guy called Ben, who was a really nice guy. There were some problems with the tracking on the shipping and with the shipping expenses, and they took care of it like a boss. And again, I saw a photo of this guitar, and I'll do some better sweeps of it so that you can see. But yeah, this guitar is, I mean, it's flamey. Don't get me wrong, especially in this area right here. But as you can see, for instance, on this part right here, it has some spots from the maple. So it's a flamey top, but it's not like a crazy flamey top. And originally I thought that if I was looking for a guitar, I would be looking for some sort of Les Paul custom-ish guitar, because there are a few things I don't really like on Les Pauls. One, I don't really like those screws-on style tuners, the green ones. They just look ugly to me. And this one has just standard Grover chrome tuners, and they're locking tuners, which if you've seen the unboxing of my Stratocaster like a year ago or a year and a half ago, something like that, I immediately put locking tuners on that guitar. It just makes everything much easier. So yeah, this guitar already has locking tuners, which is pretty cool. Again, the flame top is really cool. And even though this is a Les Paul Standard, not a Les Paul Custom, which doesn't have the binding on the headstock, this flame top kind of spoke for itself. And again, I was originally looking for a specific 2004 Les Paul Standard-ish that had binding on the headstock. But the finished options weren't really cool. I mean, they had a red one, which is alright, but then all the other ones weren't really my cup of tea. There was kind of a Appetite for Destruction yellow thingy, but since this was just a straight yellow, it didn't really have a burst. It kind of looked weird to me. And this one has that iced tea burst that I really like, and the top wasn't over the top, pun unintended. And since it was a 2009 Les Paul, which even though is hard to realize, it's already a 10-year-old guitar. So I was able to get a little bit of a deal on this, not a crazy deal mind you, because Unlike in the States where American guitars devalue quite fast, here in Europe, American guitars like Gibsons and PRS, American guitars will retain their value for quite a bit. And especially here in Portugal. For instance, that 2004 Les Paul I was talking about, even though it wasn't in the color I wanted, one showed up in the guitar marketplaces here in Portugal. And if I wanted to buy one in America, again I'd had to deal with the shipping cost, and it would probably get stuck on customs and I would have to pay some crazy amount of money to get it from them. But still, that guitar in the States is around $2,200 maybe, and here in Portugal it's going for $4,500. So it's almost twice the price. And again, I couldn't really get a crazy deal out of this guitar, but one of the reasons that I was able to get a little bit of a better deal is that it has some little dings here and there. Not like really deep dings, but they are noticeable. I'm not really sure if you can see this right now, but I'll take some sweep shots of it later. There are a couple of traditional ones, like on the headstock right here, and also there are tiny marks on the neck. On the bottom of the neck there's one here right below the 7th fret. There's also another one right here on top of the 3rd fret, which honestly I don't know how one would ding a guitar in places like this, but yeah, it devalues the guitar, it's less money for me to pay. I may try to fill these up if I need to, or if I can, I'm not really sure how hard of a process it is. And it also has a little ding on the binding right here, but other than that, it's pretty alright. And I don't really like dings on guitars. One thing is if I make a stupid mistake and leave a ding on my guitar. But yeah, dings and scratches and little marks on these guitars really devalue the price, even if you don't want to admit it. The only thing I think it's kind of weird about this guitar, which apparently Gibson did in 2009, and it's not really a super weird thing, but yeah, this guitar is one of those neutron locking jack thingies, which apparently came in all of the Les Paul standards of 2009. It doesn't really have any coil tap thingies, which again I wouldn't mind, but some purists would agree that it changed the tone of the guitar. I wouldn't necessarily say I agree. I'm not really a Les Paul expert. The only thing I can say that I may do is I may get a fret wrap for this guitar, you know, because of the jingle bells. I will raise the action, it's a little bit low for me. I may sink the stop tail piece and then do the wraparound thingy. Maybe, I'm not sure. And I'm not really sure, I'm afraid of doing it and then ruining the guitar and then not getting it to sound good again. But who knows? Yeah, other than that, it's pretty much it. Oh yeah, there's something I want to show you guys. I didn't really know Gibson used to do this, and I don't really think they do this nowadays, but I think it's really cool. The back plate for the electronics section of it, right here, it's still dark blackish thing, but it's kind of transparent. You can kind of see the components in there, and I think it's really cool. I wish they had done the same thing for the switch cavity thing. I'll put some locking strap lock thingies. And don't get me wrong, it feels like a great guitar, but I can see where some of the things were sped up. For instance, right around the 15th fret, you can't really feel anything between the binding and the neck. It's pretty well done. But then after it, you can kind of feel that separation of neck to binding. The same thing right here, you can feel where the binding of the neck stops and where the binding of the body stops. And here on that scoop, because that's where the maple top is, and it has the smaller binding, which again, I didn't really pay full price for this because it's an older guitar, and Gibson may have already dealt with this sort of thing. But yeah, if I was buying this guitar in 2009, even though that was a long time ago, again, 10 years ago, I wouldn't really want to be paying full price for a guitar that has these sorts of issues. So yeah, not really trying to give more fire to the Gibson debate. I can see where Gibson had to deal with these sorts of things. But yeah, I think that's it on this guitar. Again, sorry for the audio issues. But yeah, I guess I'll just give you some sound samples. But before I do, I just want to say, please subscribe to my channel. You're probably aware that YouTube's been acting a little bit weird lately. Even if you subscribe to a channel, those channel's videos may really not show up in our subscription box. And even if you ring the little notification bell thingy below, you still really will not be notified of that channel's content. So if you want to stay tuned to my content and or the content of your favorite creators, you really should subscribe and turn on all the notifications. And since that may or may not work, I highly suggest you follow me on social media. Not only do I post some exclusive stuff there, like improvised solos and jamming over backing tracks, and generally whatever I'm up to at the moment, but I always post there about my videos. Links for the usual suspects will be below, but in general at Marketing Guitar. And please check out some of my other videos after this one. I usually do lessons and stuff, but if there's anything you'd like me to talk about, I have this dedicated series called Yate, You Ask, I Teach, where I pretty much teach everything you guys leave in the comment section below. Guitar and music related, of course. I think it's a pretty well self-explanatory title, right? So yeah, the comment section is all yours. And yeah, I guess that's it. Again, thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to do all of that stuff I mentioned before, and yeah, cheers! Okay, so because I'm lazy, I'm just going to give you some room sounds. I have again the Shure MV88, capturing kind of at that difference. That's my Zilla 2x12. It has a cream back and a V30. Say Fat Boy. I'm running it through the patch that I usually use my tele with, and these are pretty much the tones I use in my videos. If you want to hear some better quality sounds, go check my Instagram. I do some jam solos. This video is probably going to be released on a Thursday. I can guarantee you that Friday there's going to be a video on my Instagram jamming with this Les Paul with a better quality thing than this. It's because I'm lazy and I want to get some followers on Instagram, so go check it out. I'll do some clean, crunch, and then lead sort of stuff. The clean is some sort of voxy-ish stuff. Crunch is more like a plexi, and the lead sound is more kind of a Friedman BE kind of a thing. So yeah, let's check it out. Neck pickup. Middle position. Bridge pickup. Okay, so crunch sound, again, kind of a Black Sea kind of ish thing. Let's see how it cleans up. I'm going to slightly turn the volume down. Let's check out maybe, I don't know, 5. Again, full volume. Let's check out middle position. Very nice. Bridge pickup. nice, not super gainy. Again, the pickups aren't that high. Okay, let's check the lead patch. Let's go neck pickup again. Pretty nice. Let's roll back the tone this time. Well, this is more gainy than that, but the kind of Santana-ish American Woman tone, American Clapton, wow, Eric Clapton kind of a thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and the tone isn't really at 0. It's kind of more around 3.5-ish. If you start playing with your fingers instead of a pick, it gets even more rounder. Let's see how smooth we can get it. Pretty cool. Let's go to the middle position again. Again, pretty cool. Let's kind of turn down both of the volumes. Let's say 6 on 2 on both of them. Let's see how it turns out. Pretty cool tone. Now let's go the full shred mode with the bridge pickup. again, pretty cool sound. Really gainy, but not uncontrollable. Let's just try before we just do a final thing. Let's just roll back the tone on the bridge pickup to like, I don't know, 5.5, 6, to see if we can get that kind of Robin Ford-ish tone. Robin Ford is not exactly known for this tone, but it's a cool tone I kind of associate with him. You know, not this gainy, of course, but kind of bridge pickup with the tone rolled on, kind of that saxophone-ish kind of tone, you know? Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Again, go for my Instagram for more sound clips. I'll just play a little bit and we're done with this, I guess.